So without any further ado, I'd like to introduce you to Matson, the Chief Digital Officer of City of Brisbane.
So John's actually just set me up really nicely, because what hopefully I'm going to be able to do is actually show you how digital is not only an enabler to do the things that you want to do in your business, but it's actually one of those tools that even the freaking CDO of the city can't make work. There we go. It never ceases to amaze me. So if the number one problem that everyone in that survey identified was the lack of systems or the issue around systems and processes, and the number two issue was marketing, seriously, hopefully what I've got to say over the next 15 minutes or so will add some value to your life. But before I do that, I'm really aware that you have now been standing, most people have been standing still for about 20 minutes or so. So quickly, turn to the person next to you. What's the one thing that so far you've really enjoyed about this evening? It could be the drinks, it could be the food, it could be about some of the information you've heard so far. But really, it's an excuse to shift your weight. For the people who are sitting down the front, you might want to swap with some of the people who are standing, but just shift your weight, just take a minute. Do a dance if you need to. Take another 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bringing your attention back to me. Thank you so much for demonstrating my number one point for this evening. Connectivity is everything. And I know that you're expecting the CDO of the city to stand up here tonight and say that the future is all online and the future is all digital. But the future is all exactly what you just did then. It's talking to people. It's connecting with people. It's finding out about what's real. The juice about digital is that it amplifies, when you allow it, natural human behaviour. I've been living in Brisbane now for the best part of 16 years, and one of the things that continues to amaze me is how many people I still stay in touch with that I first met all that time ago. And in fact, just yesterday I was asked to make an introduction to somebody, Terry Cooper. Many of you would know Terry in the room. And I was asked to make the introduction, and as I set out the little introduction, I said, you know what, I've known Terry for 16 years. She was the first networking group I went to when I came to Brisbane, and she's still one of my trusted advisors. Connectivity is everything. But one of the things that always goes pear-shaped at networking functions is the dreaded business card swap, aka the pitch. Hi, this is what I do. Can you buy it from me today? Because I really need to figure out how the hell I'm going to pay wages tomorrow. We've all been there, we've all had those moments, but that's not adding value. The conversation that starts with, what do you do? How can I help you in your business today? What's your number one challenge? And who do you need to meet this evening? They are all spectacular ways to add value. Write the notes on the back of the card. How do I connect this person with someone else for no benefit other than helping somebody else in your local business economy? Because when you do that, calm is beautiful or calm as a bitch. You choose. Robin Henderson, one of the all-time networking queens, has written many, many books. She says that networking is earning the right to ask a favour. I still stand by that. Networking is earning the right to ask a favour. You invest in a relationship before you ask back. It's no different to dating, and I know for many of you it's been a really long time since you've done that. But remember back then when you first started dating your beloved, you invested first before you asked for the next date, let alone anything else. Now, online networking is no different. Many, many, many years ago, when Twitter first started taking Australia by storm, I was one of the skeptics as well. People would say to me, Kat, you need to get onto Twitter, it's just awesome. And I'd say, seriously, I don't care what people are having for lunch. But because the people who recommended it to me were trusted business colleagues, I thought, okay, I'll set up an account, I'll check it out. And when I set up my Twitter account, I set it up to automatically update my Facebook feed. Big no-no now, but back then, what did I know? And so I started posting just bits and pieces about what I was up to. At that stage, I was running a small business coaching practice. So I'd talk about speaking gigs. I'd talk about, a small business coaching program that I was running. I'd talk about a client that I'd just helped, or I'd talk about a networking function that I'd just been to. Really just casual conversations. I had a bit of fun on Twitter. I met some really cool people who I'm still in contact with today. And in fact, some people around the world who I'm still yet to meet in real life, or IRL if you're up with the lingo. There's a few giggles. There's a few of us old enough to know what IRL means. I'm yet to meet, but they have added extraordinary value to my professional career and to my business pursuits over the last 10 years. Anyhow, after I've been on Twitter for about 8 months, and I'm kind of thinking I still don't really get it, it's a bit of fun, I call my uncle, that old-fashioned thing that we actually used to do with our phones before we started tweeting, Facebooking, Instagramming and doing all of the things that you're currently doing now. I actually made a phone call. And I called my uncle down in Melbourne and I said, "Hey, Uncle Gray, how are you?" And he said, "I'm awesome, but Kat, more to the point, I need to get you down here. I need you to talk to some of my clients. I had no idea that that's what you do." And I'm like, "What do I do, Uncle Gray?" And he says, "All of that stuff that you've been posting on Facebook." I'm thinking, Facebook? Oh yeah, that's right. Twitter to Facebook. Yep. I need to get you down to talk to my clients. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, they are all networking tools at scale. If you talk to 10 people tonight and exchange business cards, I doubt you have enough time in your life to have coffee follow-ups with all of those people. But if you connect with them on at least one social media platform, and if you add value to them, then over time you earn the right to ask a favour, not to mention build that professional credibility that you would otherwise do in face-to-face meetings. So number 2, we were asked to deliver some value bombs tonight, so I want to talk about collaboration. Now, Stephen's already talked a lot about collaboration, and he and I were joking before that possibly actually because of us, collaboration has become one of those words that if we never hear again, it might be too soon, because it's become one of the buzzwords of the new economy. Now, the new economy is actually just a digitally powered economy which enables us to do things a little bit faster, a little bit more creatively, and a little bit more geographically distanced than we used to do, but it's still based on the same human fundamentals. We want value, we want service, we want to connect with things and services and products and goods that make us feel awesome. Whether it's a really cool can of Coke that's got our name on it, or whether it's a really nice apartment in the next city that we're going to a holiday in that we've found on Airbnb, that's what the new economy is all about. So collaboration is around, how do I find the cool people who, if I played with, I could have a bit of extra fun? And how could I find the cool people that if I played with and have a little bit of extra fun, we could actually come up with some awesomeness that we previously never thought of? One of the things about collaboration requires that you leave egos at the door, because collaboration, people, and I say with mild exasperation, collaboration is not partnerships, it's not sponsorships, it's not quid pro quo. Collaboration is not about gluing together the existing egos, it's about discovering the ideas that never existed until all of the people arrived in the same room. And a big shout out to Chris Stewart, the artistic director, who posted just that quote on Facebook last night. It said, "Stolen." That's what collaboration's all about. Now, why is collaboration the new buzzword of the new digitally powered economy? Because we can do it now. Because with Twitter, with Trello, an online project management tool, with Asana, another online project management tool, with conversation channels like Slack, we can be collaborating with anyone, anywhere in the world. We don't have to be sitting in the same building as them. And then with co-working spaces like Business Depot, like Little Tokyo 2, River City, I'm not going to list all of them because there is a lot, including the capital coming soon. We'll come back to that. That's an in-joke from anybody who's been following the news about Brisbane City Council. Collaboration doesn't have to happen with only the people in your immediate network. It can really happen with the people that you kind of go, I like your spunk. What can we do? The other key value bomb that I want to leave you with this evening is that digital is an enabler. It is not the end in itself. One of my remits in the role of CDO is to help small businesses understand where and how digital fits into their business. And it never ceases to amaze me to the number of small business owners who still come up to me and say, Kat, I don't get this digital bullshit. Why do I need to be involved? Why can't I just keep advertising in the Quest newspaper? Isn't that what Facebook is? No joke, real conversation. It's serious. Digital is an enabler. It's one of those tools that lets you do what you did in the past, sometimes better. Sometimes it lets you do it for reduced costs. Anyone care to reduce some of their costs in their business? Just some? If you just reduced your costs in your business, what difference would that make tomorrow or to the next day to your ability to grow? And of course, digital can actually help you increase your revenue, whether it's access to new markets, whether it's selling products online and therefore actually reaching people or selling products that you previously couldn't sell before. Shock horror, with online channels you can sell services without actually being in front of your client. Oh my gosh, how does that work? Or another way that digital can be an enabler is literally just giving you back more time. Who has enough time in their life at the moment? One person, bless. I need to talk to you because you're obviously doing better at managing tech than I am. So, in a small business context, for example, putting your books online using Xero or Intuit or QuickBooks or any of the other online platforms and having your bank feeds automatically upload and then remember your transactions so that next time you actually post your meeting at the Powerhouse with wine as a client meeting and therefore tax deductible. Come on, I'm not the only person who still does that anymore, am I? Anyhow, that saves time, right? And it also saves money because you're not paying the bookkeeper as much to do that data entry. You're actually getting your effective reporting about running your business. So if digital is an enabler, if connectivity is everything, and if collaboration is key, then how do you do it? Well, you keep doing the stuff that you're doing tonight. You come along to events like these, you meet people, you ask questions, you add value. If you want to understand more about how social media, e-commerce, what else are we running at the moment? If you just want to meet some really cool digital suppliers who aren't going to charge you too much to build a website, then you can come along to one of our Power Up Small Business workshops, put on at very low costs thanks to Brisbane City Council. If you've got that really cool, funky idea and you haven't quite figured out where to take it yet, then you might be interested in budding entrepreneurs. Because sometimes actually being an entrepreneur takes a little bit of a different skill set than being a small business owner. And that's exactly what the Budding Entrepreneur Program is all about. If you're already passionate about this new economy and where everything's going, and perhaps you're a little bit concerned about what's not being taught yet in schools, it's a yet conversation, it'll catch up, then you might want to support our Code a Dojo program and be a mentor. Because man, with 1,200 ninjas learning how to code in different libraries all around Brisbane every Saturday morning, we desperately need mentors just like every single one of you, no kidding, to help out. And finally, if you want to hear the real warts and all stories, like you're about to hear from Tom, about what it actually takes to be a successful or not yet successful entrepreneur, then you want to check out our Visiting Entrepreneur program. We've got a young guy who we're about to start moving around Brisbane, who has run 60 startup weekends around the world. I figure he knows one or two things about what makes a successful startup and what's not so successful. So digital as an enabler, connectivity is everything, and collaboration is key. They're my three things about how to not just survive, but thrive in the new digital economy. Thanks, everyone.